Here we go. It's the RCW dog collar match for the world
ladies and
title.
gentlemen, as you can tell, referee Steve has in his hand the dog collars that will be placed around the necks of the opponents in our main event tonight.
All you've got to do is wear the dog collar match. Now, originally, a lot of these matches, you would drag them around four corners. That is not necessarily the case. This is a pinfall or submission match tonight. And the Juggulator will use that to his advantage. Judas Thorn has become the champion here. Now, these guys were one of the most dangerous teams in RCW. They've got a huge history with each other as the gods. Judas became champ, and Jugs did not like that. He cheap shotted him back at injection, which busted him open, actually caught him with a pair of brass knuckles. So since then, Juggulator has indeed hired Exotic E as his manager, and he has brought, you know, a whole wealth of knowledge after managing both individuals, so he knows how Judas works. How will that come into play tonight? We'll see. It's pinfall or submission.
Correct, correct. This is not your typical dog collar match, and these two guys, these guys, you know, not to use a pun or steal a pun from JR, but these are two tough dogs to be chained.
No doubt. Wouldn't want to run into the end of either of the chain, I don't think.
Definitely not.
Unfortunately, I have. I didn't like it either time. Juggulator strapping up there. And really, not as much resistance as I might have thought we were going to get from him.
Well, I think in this match,
now he's saying he can't breathe.
I think in this matchup, Judas Thorn definitely has the size and strength advantage, but Juggulator definitely the experience advantage.
Right. And that's why I say that's going to work in the favor of Jugs, only because he doesn't have to drag Judas around. Now he's going to be able to try to get the pinfall or the submission. Not the typical matchup. Here we go. And look, you're going to see a leverage battle happen right away.
Oh, yeah. Don't forget that prize on the line, the RCW World Heavyweight Championship. Probably one of the most coveted championships in the business.
Both guys familiar with the chain winding up, and you can see almost becoming worse than a pair of brass knuckles. Ducks under, and you got to watch for a tangled chain here. And right away, Judas Thorn using that power just to overwhelm Juggulator. And choking right away is Judas Thorn. Again, it's not a typical matchup. Judas Thorn has been in wars all the way from RCW to Tokyo, Japan.
All over the world.
And is now bringing his hardcore, in-your-face, raw dog style to the Juggulator. Oh, nice.
There's that experience.
Now you're going to watch for Jugs, who is truly one of the legends of hardcore in this area. If anybody knows how to use that chain and dog collar, it's going to be him tonight. Look at that. Had it in his mouth at one point, it looked like. Now choking away, grinding away. And the size of Judas literally causing Jugs to have to let go of that. He couldn't lean over far enough to keep it on, but now wrapping to the front.
Like I stated earlier, Juggulator.
Look at this. Jugs just placing orders with Exotic E. Just called for the chair.
The experience matters in these type of matches. Experience, hardcore experience, it matters.
Big forearm to the back of the head. Now winding the chain around his head, trying to squeeze the life out of Judas Thorn, our champion, in trouble. Oh, and then fortunately for him, that chain can't come undone. That could have been a lot worse if the chain would have stayed wrapped around his head.
Well, you got to think, regular matches, these moves, you know, getting hit by a normal punch, but having a chain wrapped around, steel chain wrapped around your hand, that has to intensify.
Oh, absolutely.
Tremendously.
Absolutely.
Have you ever been in a match like this, Chris?
Not a dog collar match, I haven't, no. And I can't even imagine what it must be like to have to fend off the chain as well. I mean, it's one thing to have to worry about chairs and oh, man.
Oh.
Wow. He yanked that one hard up there, too.
That's a way to even up that size disadvantage real fast.
No doubt about it. Dumps him to the outside, but he's got to remember he's attached to Judas Thorn. Anywhere Judas goes, he's got to go, and that's the beauty of this match. You're not going to see a whole lot of distance between the two.
Well, I've said it again, I said it before, I said it again. Juggulator might be one of the, if not the smartest wrestlers, most experienced wrestlers in RCW.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it. And this match is tailored to him. It's designed for him to win the championship.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, when you put a guy like this in the kit, now that's not to take away from Judas Thorn. But Jugs, you know, some would say Jugs has taught Judas a lot of what he knows about hardcore.
Again, like I said, Judas, wow.
Goodness gracious, man.
In my opinion, Judas Thorn is if not he is one of the best big men in this sport.
Oh, yeah, no question about that.
The size, the strength, the agility. Look who's doing that chain.
Hard to see from our vantage point here. But I'll tell you, Judas Thorn just working over Jugs right now. Juggulator's in a lot of trouble. His championship dreams are fading quickly.
This definitely ain't no Sunday picnic, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. I don't know if I'd want to go to their picnic, either one of them. Slides him in. Judas will have to follow on the same side, but doesn't. Oh, no, chain is not wrapped around. Thought it was.
Looks like Juggulator sporting a new style face paint. Looks like that white and black might be turning a little red here.
Yeah. Indeed. Oh, no, and yes, he's busted wide open.
Wow.
The chain busting open the forehead of Juggulator. And now trying to grind away with the chain, trying to rip and tear at that wound. Oh, man. Trying to get more blood out of him. You know, the sight of blood for Judas Thorn just enthusiasms this guy.
Oh, yeah. He's a very tough customer, as they say in the business.
Double axe handle to the back. You're not going to see a whole lot of technical wrestling in this match. Big scoop and a slam again from Judas Thorn using that power. Piling up the chain. Oh. Kicked leg drop. Comes in. There's 1, 2, and only 2.
This match definitely is not for the faint at heart.
Yeah.
As you stated earlier, I doubt we see any arm bars.
Yeah, you're not going to see that. Look at that scoop. Look at that power. Wow.
That is a human body.
You know, it's like the equivalent of being in a car crash. There's so many factors that even come into play after a match is over. Everything from whiplash to just joints that you didn't realize you injured. And take a look at this. Judas Thorn going to the top for a moonsault attached to the chain possibly.
The agility of this big man is
something
else.
And Exotic E jiggles the rope just enough to make him lose the footing.
Why is he even out here?
Your guess is as good as mine. Says he'll manage him to the top. And look, I'll tell you, Jugs is really busted open right now. The crimson mask, so to speak.
Yeah, he didn't come out with that red face paint on, ladies and gentlemen. It was black and white at the beginning of the match.
Juggulator grinding away, trying to keep the big man down. Now goes for the chair thanks to Exotic E, and Exotic E is playing a huge role in this match so far.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he'll have a big Christmas bonus if Juggulator comes away with this RCW World Heavyweight Championship.
The title that eludes the Juggulator is within reach. If he continues to capitalize on where Judas Thorn is now, he could indeed become the new champion. Can you imagine Juggulator as the RCW World Champion?
It looks like it might not be that far-fetched from what I'm seeing right now in the ring. Right outside the ring also.
Oh, wow. No. Big headbutt. And we knew this match would see a lot of outside interference, and slamming his head onto the corner chair.
This might be a little bit worse than a car crash, Chris.
Yeah, might be the equivalent of a semi. Both men now busted open, I believe.
They're coming up here, uh-oh.
Oh, no. Making their way into the crowd area. Juggulator chasing down the world title. Oh, no, look at this. He's going to suplex him onto the stair. Oh, my goodness. And it literally rattled the seats from underneath us.
Definitely. That cannot feel good.
And Juggulator decimating the world champion, Judas Thorn. Warning this crowd, and I'll tell you, one warning from Jugs is all you need. He'll smash you if you get in the way. And already, you can see this mastermind at work. He's got something envisioned, and he looks to execute it.
I've always wondered, Chris, watching these matches, what motivates these people, what drives these people to do all this? Is it just some sort of sick impulse? Is it the RCW championship? Is it just you just like to hurt people? I mean,
You got to wonder about the psyche of a guy like this. I mean, the blood on Judas Thorn has just seemed to infuriate him. And that, you know, it's been said a lot that once Juggulator's busted open, which happens a lot in his matches, it's like something happens, a psychotic nature takes over. Oh, no, and Judas Thorn is in a bad, bad way.
Oh, man.
A bloodbath is taking place here at RCW Full Circle 8. Both individuals just gushing blood as this war wages on. And Juggulator looks more like he wants to just punish Judas. Remember, these were former friends. There's a lot of personal animosity here.
They've held tag team belts all over the world.
Oh my gosh. Juggulator is putting a thrashing. I've never seen Judas Thorn in this type of condition.
At some point in time, Chris, enough has to be enough, but not for these two guys. These two guys have no quit in them, regardless of the circumstance, regardless of how much blood lost.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to come down to one of these guys is going to have to be seriously injured for this match to come to an end.
Juggulator looks like he's building something in the ring.
And that's what we talked about earlier. The psychotic mastermind that Juggulator has envisioned something. And here's the thing. He saw this playing out clear over here in the corner. And now is slowly making his way to execute that. And look at the blood on the head of Judas Thorn.
Wow.
Oh, no.
Then this guy.
An exotic coming into play.
Oh, that's what he gets. That's exactly what he gets.
And Exotic E just clocked his own man, the Juggulator, with that chain intended for Judas Thorn, and Judas has to capitalize right now.
The RCW World Heavyweight Championship is on the line for both of these guys. They're definitely going all out.
This crowd on their feet as chaos unfolds in front of us here at RCW's Full Circle 8.
Full Circle 8. 8 years, 8th anniversary show.
I'll tell you what, a match like this has got to take about 8 years off of your wrestling career.
If that. Might be more.
No doubt. And ironically, Jugs was the first one back up. I mean, he has really has put a beat down on Judas Thorn in this match. Surprisingly so. I really didn't expect this. Judas Thorn is paying a heavy, heavy price in this matchup.
Like I said at the beginning of the match, how many of these matches has Juggulator been in? The experience edge definitely goes to him. He's in these kind of matches almost daily.
Absolutely. Absolutely. This is what his family does for Thanksgiving. They don't carve turkeys, they carve each other. Shoots him off, reversal from Judas, stops just short. Ducks the clothesline, almost takes it himself. Blocks the right hand. Oh no.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, wow. The awesome strength.
Oh, man. What is it going to take? Is that enough to put the finish on this matchup? And call it a day. We've got us a winner. Unbelievable. Judas Thorn wins this matchup after an incredible battle took place.
This might go down as one of the best, or at least one of the bloodiest Full Circle matches. This kind of reminds me of Trick Nasty and Tank Runyon a couple years back.
And that was Full Circle as well. An electric night here at Full Circle 8. Our champion remains Judas Thorn. Trick Nasty, though, will go on to be the roadie for the American Idol Dark Extreme. What will the next 6 months hold for all of our RCW stars? An unbelievable night of action. Kenny Young, a pleasure to hang out with you.
As always, sir, as always. It's always a pleasure to work with you.
No doubt about it, man. It's been a crazy night, and we hope to see you at future RCW shows. For more information, log online. Go to rcwonline.com to find out where we'll be coming next. And this has been an incredible night. Congratulations to Judas Thorn for an epic war. And this has been a crazy event. From the RCW Elk City Lodge Arena, so long and good night from Full Circle 8.